Hello again, you're welcome to the Bureau's online training. I want to show you how to make the auto gele cap. Okay, so we'll be using two cutouts. This is the basic gele, the cap and the layers on it. So we'll be using two cutouts. The first cutout is 20 inches by 28 inches. The cutout, like I said, is 20 inches width by 28 inches length, like this. So the second cutout, you can see that my gele is not long enough, so that's why I joined it there. Second cutout, we're going to have 40 inches length by 28 inches width. This 28 inches width, and then this is 40 inches length. Okay, so if you're using the ashoke, just make sure you join about 6 together to achieve the 28 inches, and then on the length you're going to be cutting out 40 inches. Okay, so now you take the edge of the first cutout, and then you're going to place it like this, and you're going to use your machine to sew along the line. You can just fold in about 1 inch, and then you sew along this line. I've sewn that down, so you're going to turn it like this, and then you're going to be making 6 pleats. You just fold it on that edge. It's not going to be even with this place. You're just going to fold like this, like this. So I'm going to pin that first layer down. So I'm pleating and I'm pinning it down. So once you're done with the first layer, you pick the pleat again, and then it covers the previous pleat like this, and you're going to be pinning it down at those points too. So when I'm done with 6 pleats, I'll show you what next to do. So I'm pleating along the 28 inches length. So you pleat the first layer, and then you sew close to the edge. You pick the one up and down together. You sew close to the edge down. So I've made the second layer. So you're going to be folding again to cover the seam line. You're going to be folding again. You can just measure about 1 inch from there, and then you fold on the seam line so it doesn't show. So you're going to be sewing this edge again down. Now I've pleated 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pleated 6 on the cap, and then you can use your serging machine to just overlock the edges, or the weaving machine. Okay, now we want to attach ropes or straps to the side. So what do? You cut out 2 straps like this. The measurement is 6 inches width, 6 inches width by 12 inches length. 6 inches by 12 inches. So now you take the first cutout, you place the gele on it like this, and then you use the other edge to cover it. Cover it up like this, and then you sew ½ inch. You sew ½ inch here. So now you can see that this is very neat. So what do? We're going to be slanting, this place in a triangle. You just slant it like this. slant the other side too. So now we're going to sew this edge. You're going to sew, you turn it to the wrong side, you're going to sew like a 1/4 inch, and then you sew these two down and you leave this point so that you can turn it out from here. So I'm pushing it out to the wrong side, to the right side, and so you fold in this edge and this edge, and then you top stitch on it. You top stitch. So now we're done with this part of the gele. So we want to work on the second cutout. So now we're going to be folding this, 40 inches width by 28 inches length. We're going to be folding like this. So I've folded it now. So you're going to be pleating on top, directly to the top, like this, directly to the top of it. You fold about 3 together. So you can see that my joining is going into the pleats, so we're safe. We're going to be pleating that all the way down. So now I've pleated about 3 together. So what you do is you take your needle, put it under. My gele is already thick. You push it back in. So you go under again. You just do running stitches. You do running stitches along this line. The gele is really hard, so I would advise that you use a very soft gele so you can manipulate it properly. And don't pull your thread too tight, just keep going. So now I'm done with the tacking of the first 3 layers. So you're just going to pleat another 3 on it like this. Pleat all the way down, and so you'll be tacking the next 3. Insert your needle, insert it again, bring it out, and then you go in there. Now we want to tack the 3rd layer. We want to tack the 3rd layer to the 4th layer too. So what do? You just push in close to the edge like that and pick 1 more layer to the 3, so that this way they all stay together. You can then continue with 3 other layers like that. So at intervals you'll be picking the 4th one with the 3. So you pick the next 3 using running stitches like that, and then you pick the 4th one again, and don't pull it too tight, so that way you can see that they are holding up together. So that's what you're going to do all the way to the end of the gele. So now I'll be taking the second part, the second one. The length I have, the width is 28 inches, and then the length is 40 inches all the way down, 40 inches. So you're going to mark from the tip of the gele. You're going to mark 1 inch intervals. See, 1 inch, and then you'll be pleating at the 1 inch. Okay, that's the first split. So you're going to take the third marking, the 3rd inch here, and then you're going to fold it on the 2nd one here, like this. So you're going to fold it directly on the first pleat. Okay, so you take the next one. You can see I've folded all the way down, and you're going to be pinning that down. So you take the next one and you also fold it across the 1 inch to meet the edge here. So you see, so I've taken the other pleat, so you can see they are all meeting on the same edge. You just keep pleating on top, on top, on top, like that. So you're going to be sewing these 3 together. We're going to be using the running stitches. So you're going to thread your needle, and then you take it from under the pleat. It comes out here. So you pull out your thread from here, and then you insert the needle again, and then you bring it out from under. After bringing it out, then you insert your needle into the next point, and then you push it out again, like this. So as you keep pushing out your needle and thread, you have the running stitches like this. So you're going to sew this all the way down, in, out, in, out, in, out method, the running stitches all the way down to the edge of the gele. Now I'm done with all this way down. So what you're going to do is, you can see that I've marked the 1 inch intervals again. I've marked it. So you're going to be pleating the next 3 pleats like that. 1, 2, 3. You're going to be pleating the next 3 pleats like this, and then you insert your needle the same way we started that process, and then you create your running stitch. Now I've started sewing the 3 together, the next 3 pleats together. So because we want it to, to be firm with the lower pleat, what you need to do is pick one of the pleats of the first 3, that's the last one here, and then you're going to be inserting your needle to come out on just that one alone. It comes out here, so it's going to hold the first set of pleats to the next one. So I've pulled out the thread on the, this has become the 4th pleat to this one now. So you're going to insert your needle again into this point, and then it comes out on the 4th pleat here, on the edge above. It comes out. So you keep doing your running stitches. Make sure your stitches are not too big, and then you don't pull it too tight. Okay, so you can see that I've held the 3 to this last one, so that way your gele is going to be firm. You can see everything is firm together. So that's how you're going to be picking all the pleats. You pick 3 together, and then the last one below you add it to it, and then you keep going like that. So you can see that I've finished running it all the way to the side. That's the length, the width 28 inches. Now I've sewn that, so you can see all my pleats are in place. From there you can see no one is falling off. They're all together like this. They're all together. So you're going to mark the next 1 inch interval like that again. So I've marked the 1 inch intervals again, and then I've pleated the 3 together. I'm pleating 3 together like this. So I'll be sewing them together now, like we did before. After sewing the next 3 pleats together, then you insert the needle into the last pleat there, and then you also bring it out. So that means you're now working with 4 pleats now, the first 3 with the last pleats. So you keep going in, out, do your running stitches till we get to the end of the 40 inches gele. So when I'm at the end there, I'll come back to show you what next. For the last set of pleats, you're going to be picking, you can see that this is the top of the gele. So this is the next set of pleats, and then I'll be taking one from the last pleat, and I'll take this together. Okay, so now I'm going to be picking the recent pleats with the last one together, and then you're going to pick a tiny bit from the top. You can see the back, it's just a tiny bit from the top, so that the stitching will not show at the edge of the gele. So you're just going to take a tiny bit of the gele at the edge, and then you tack it down to the remaining 2. So the bit I've taken is not showing because it's just a tiny one. So I picked the next set of pleats, you can see, sewn together, and then I picked a tiny bit from under the upper one here. I picked a tiny bit from under with my needle, and so you can see that it's not so visible because the thread is a matching thread, and then this is just a tiny bit. So you continue that process till you get the end of the gele. So I'm still running mine through, and then you can see the tiny bits I'm taking from the edge, tiny bits. Okay, so you can see that my needle is close to the previous thread, so that will serve as my tiny stitch that I'll be taking. So that's the tiny stitch. It's not obvious because of the thread. So now I'm done with the second part of my gele. Look at how beautiful it looks, how close it is. Okay, so if you want a fuller pleat, you can have, instead of the 40 inches we did for the length, you can have 50 inches, 60 inches, and then as you add 60 in, that's 20 inches plus the 40 to make it 60. So you're going to be increasing the sides too with about 5 inches. Okay, you increase the sides to about 5 inches. As the length increases, you increase the width also. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking my doll head. I've tied the first one to it, so I'll be taking the second part of it, and then I'll be showing you. So that's how it's going to be fitted on the cap beneath. So now we're going to take the 2 side ropes, okay, and then you'll be attaching it to the side of this one. So you put the gele in between the side rope, and then you're going to be sewing across like this with your needle and thread. You see we have extra inches here. That's to cater for if you have a fuller pleats, okay. So but this one is just a small one, so you can trim off the excess when you're done. So I'll be tacking this to this. I'll be tacking with needle and thread. So I've tacked it in between the gele. I've tacked the gele in between the strap, and then I've cut off the excess. Okay, needle and thread. The other side too, I've tagged it with needle and thread. I've cut off the excess. So now with our sewing machine, okay, so now I'm going to turn it out. I've turned it out, and then remember to slash in the edge of your rope so it will be easy to tie. And so I'll be sewing from the wrong side. I'll be sewing this, straight down, and then you stop around here so you can be able to turn it out again. So after turning it out, then the opening there, you're going to top stitch it down. You're going to top stitch. So once that is done, this is what you get on both sides. Then you're going to get the midpoint of your gele from here to here. You get the measurement and then you mark the center. This is the center here. And then also on the first piece, you get the full length 20 inches, and then you mark the center here. So you're going to be placing the center against the center like this, and then you pin the first pleats here to the upper part. You're going to pin it down. Okay, I've pinned that down. Now your gele has to fold, has to bend on your neck, on your ear, on your ear. So you're going to be bending this to this edge here. Don't take your gele straight, make it curve down. And then so you'll be pinning the first pleats. You're going to be pinning it down to this edge too. So with that done, you're also going to take the other side, you bend it, and then you pin it to, you pin the last pleat to the top of the upper part. So with that done, you're going to now sew. You can use your needle and thread to sew the edge of this down to this place, or you use your sewing machine to sew the edge round like that. So I'm using my machine to sew that down. Once that is sewn, then your gele is set. So I'll be tying it on the mannequin head for you to see. So I've tied that, and then this is what the back looks like. See, you're going to tie the first one there. So you tuck this in. When you tuck this in, then you can re-knot the first one. You re-knot the first one again. So I've re-knotted that one. So now you're going to sew, you're going to knot the second strap behind it. So now our gele is ready. Make sure you tie it firmly on your head like that. So now I want to do a bit of stoning on my gele. So this is the Swarovski stones, and then the glue gun. This is the candle gum. So when you put it inside the glue gun, okay, and then you plug the glue gun to a socket or to an extension, and then you switch it on from the button here. You see the on and off button. So after 2 minutes of being hot, you can then press from here, and then the wax comes out as hot melting gum here. It comes out from there. So you can apply that gum to the back of the stone, and after that, then you'll be stoning the parts, different parts of your gele. Okay, but for this tutorial, I'll be using the B7000 gum. It sticks faster and firmer than the UHU glue, so you can use this to stone your gele. So I've stoned mine. So just explore your creativity, while you stone your gele. And then the softer your fabric, the more beautiful it comes out. Okay, so use a softer gele, to have that, sleek effect all round. Thanks for watching. Yeah. So to finish up the edges, it was like this. So you're just going to tuck this in, and then you tack it down. You just tack it down. You can see how it is all the way round. You tuck it in, and then you tack it down to the gele. Hello people. Okay, so this is my gele, the end result of my gele. See the stoning and all that. So you can just pull yours backwards, and then it looks really, really nice. So you're good to go, for your weddings, your birthdays and all that. So thanks for watching today's tutorials from Debbie Rose Fashion Academy.